Damian Bartonic here on behalf of Fox West Texas and the official host of MMA Monday, the only MMA show in San Angelo. Today I'm joined by the big boss man, someone that I love to see on social media promoting his fighters, but not only that too, he's a good man, someone that I've got to kind of know a little bit about kind of the relationships that he has with his fighters, and it's not even like that. It's honestly, it's a friend, brother kind of relationship. Jason House, my friend, thanks for joining me again. And I'm so glad for you to be here, man.
Nah, thanks for having me. It's good to be back.
Bro, so the last time we spoke, Chito Vera, this was back in January, right? This was before the San Antonio fight against Corey Sandhagen. And we were talking and we said, Chito has all the makings to be the champion. You said, whenever we beat Corey Sandhagen, the belt is ours, right? Well, he fell a little short in that Sandhagen fight. He put on a couple good performances, and now he's looking at another title shot. Tell me, man, this year's been crazy. But would you have imagined this is the route we would have taken for him to finally get that title shot?
I mean, I really, truly believed we were going to beat Corey, and then, the title shot would have been next. Obviously, we had a minor speed bump in March, but we rebounded nicely in August. I felt getting a fight on the same card as Sterling and O'Malley was key to us to getting that, and with Chito winning and Sean winning, I think it set up a very big matchup for us and a big opportunity here to do the rematch.
Absolutely, and you're someone that likes to give me a little hint and stuff like that. You gave me a hint about the San Antonio thing, and you gave me a little hint. Now, I know you're not going to tell me the fight's already booked, but can we anticipate that Chito's going to, his next fight is for the belt?
Yes.
Yeah. And what's interesting?
That is the plan.
Okay, perfect. Well, what's interesting too is that no, you're good. I was going to say what's interesting too is that we talked about all this stuff about Chito Vera, like how his journey and everything like that. But man, this is like an embodiment of his journey. Like, it didn't go exactly to plan like we thought, like you thought, like he thought, but he's still at the same destination, man. Tell me how that makes you feel as someone that's known him and managed him for this long.
I think you said it best. I think it just really embodies who Chito is. He just stays true to the process. Whatever, speed bumps come along the way, it never deters him. He just keeps going forward, keeping his eyes on the prize and on the goal. And for me, it's surreal, right? I mean, we've been together with Chito now for 10 years, and to have this moment where we're going to be fighting for the title in a huge matchup, we're excited. And I'm excited to see Chito get that belt wrapped around his waist.
And my last one for you on Chito, I was going to ask you this again. Whenever Chito first came to the UFC, or was it to America, didn't y'all used to live together? Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. So after he had lost to Davey Grant in London, we actually changed his ticket to come back to California with me. He lived with me while we were looking at different gyms, different opportunities for him to kind of, take his training to the next level. And, looking back on it now, we always laugh. It was some of the funnest moments of our life. I don't know if we knew what we were doing, but we thought we did. And, it's paid off. And, he just purchased a new home in Newport Beach, and to see him and his wife and his kids doing so well, it just means the world to me, and it makes the journey all worth it.
Oh, absolutely, man. I can only imagine, bro. Now, I recently saw this picture, and you like to play with me like I told you. I saw this picture, you and Raul Rosas Jr. Look, can you tell me anything? Can you tell me just a little something, anything?
For Raul?
Yeah, for Raul.
I think you can see him early next year. I think we're going to be on in February. It should be a big event there, and I think we'll be on that card.
Is he an Iridium athlete? Or
Raul Rosas?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Bro, okay, tell me about this kid, man. I love this kid. I love him. Tell me about him.
We started working with Raul when he was still an amateur. So we've been with him every step of the way, every fight, and he's been such a class act this whole time. But you never want to lose, right? But I sometimes look at that loss that we had as a blessing, because if you saw the way that he handled it, if anyone had any doubts or questions about this young man's perseverance, of his determination and his grit, I mean, he showed maturity beyond his years. I felt like all the interviews leading up to that fight, right, this September 16th, it didn't deter from the goal. I mean, his confidence wasn't phased, and he went out there and fought like a guy whose confidence wasn't phased, right? He went out there and did what he was supposed to do in quick work. And so I'm very proud of Raul. I know he had a lot of negative feedback, a lot of naysayers after the fight in Miami, but kudos to him, his brother, his father for making the adjustments that they made, for traveling and getting the training they need to get to take the next step. And I think you're going to continue to see an evolution of him come February.
Yeah, man. Raul Rosas, I was telling my girlfriend, we watched the last fight with him, and I said, I effing love this kid. Like, I love him. I love everything he embodies. And I heard those naysayers as well. I thought it was hilarious that people think an 18-year-old kid can be exposed when he's just starting out as a fighter. How does that even work?
I mean, I try to look back at, like, I always try and tell people, what were you doing at 18? Because he's over here in the highest echelon of his sport.
Yeah.
He took some adversity early on, and the way he responded, I mean, if you had any doubts, any questions, they should have been answered September 16th when he came in and responded the way he did. It shows what he's made out of, and it shows the type of determination he has. And like I said, I can't say enough good things about him. It's been such an honor and a privilege to be a part of his career, and I'm excited to see him get some of the fruits of his labor and be able to, take care of his family and do the things that he's doing right now.
Absolutely. And just a couple more on some of the people signed to Iridium before I ask a couple about you in particular. I guess Iridium is the dream team or something. Y'all have another championship contender, another fighter that's going to be fighting for the belt, Brandon Royval. Man, what's in that water over there at Iridium? What's going on?
I think we have a good process. I think too many times it's easy to get caught up on the results. I think if you just focus on the process, focus on the day-to-day, you're going to put your clients in the right position to be successful. And that's something that, was harped on to me in college when I was playing baseball was, process over results. And it's something I've taken into this agency, and everyone on our teams does such a good job of it, of just really just focusing on the process. If we do that, we're going to produce good things for our clientele.
And when it comes to Brandon in particular, I interviewed him last week, and I haven't seen him this focused before. I've interviewed him before. He seems different. Tell me, man, what are some things that you've seen from him? And as we prepare for this fight in December, man, what are you expecting?
I feel like from the moment he won his last fight, he's been on a whole new level. Like you said, he's dialed in. He's so focused. I don't think he's cutting any corners right now. He's honoring the grind every day. And I'm really excited for him. He's determined to win that rematch, to get that one back. And I'm just so happy for him. To see all the good things he's doing in his life, all the community service that he's doing for his community right now. And I'm just excited for him to get this opportunity on that stage and to bring back a title back to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, man. My last one for you on Iridium. Tell me, man. This is kind of putting you on the spot, but tell me, who do you think right now, we're closing into the last quarter of 2023, but in this last quarter and in 2024, who is like the breakout star from your agency? Someone that you think, man, this could be a big year. This could be his year. Who do you think it could be? His or hers, rather. His or hers.
Yeah. If you looked at someone that fought recently as of last week, I would say I think Danny Barlow made a huge statement at Contender Series on this past Tuesday. I mean, he fought a very talented opponent and made it look fairly easy and put him away with a round knockout. If you look at someone that has a fight coming up, Gabriel Bonfim obviously is one of the highly touted prospects at 170. I'm excited to see what he does there. We have a lot of good, talented fighters coming up, and I'm just really excited for it. I'm so grateful to be a part of their journeys and excited to see their development.
Absolutely, man. So just a couple on you before I let you go. One thing that I see you love is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I believe you're a black belt. And I recently had my first competition in August. I got silver. I was devastated. But no, man, I was devastated. I was devastated, bro. But I was going to ask, Man, what does that sport mean to you, man? Because everyone has their own takeaways from it, and what does it
Oh
mean
man,
to
you're
you?
gonna make me emotional. uh, Jiu-jitsu for me changed everything. I I probably don't say this enough in interviews, but if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, I wouldn't be here today. You know, I look at my professor, Jiva Santana, as a father figure. And, you know, he got me my first opportunity in MMA. He guided me in those early days, him and Colin Oyama. And jiu-jitsu has just taught me so much more about life. I think, you know, people always look at it as a martial art. And yes, you do learn so much on the mats, but the lessons it teaches you on the mats benefit you so much off the mats.
Yeah.
So it's been a good compass for me in my life, but it also opened a door in a career that I never thought I would have. If it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, I wouldn't be in MMA. I wouldn't be managing fighters. And, you know, I always try and tell people, if you guys spare an hour a couple times a week, you should be in jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely, brother. And my last one for you, on you in particular, I know this has been a long journey, not only for yourself, but you know, for all the fighters that you signed, and then on and so on and so forth. But whenever we, you know, we talk about, let's say we're in February or March of next year, and obviously we envision Chito has a belt and Brandon has a belt. Does that ever get you emotional when you reflect on not only their journeys, but you being also embedded in their journey
Yes,
as well?
to be a small brick in their foundation success is just amazing. And, you know, I truly believe that we're put here on earth to serve and to give to others. And I just think this is one of the most rewarding ways that you can do it. You know, when I was with Lance Potty, who works with us at the agency, we were in Australia when Sean Strickland won the title, and we thought, man, that here's another one. And then we thought, man, Royval's coming up, Cheeto's coming up. I'm like, the thought that we could have potentially 3 champions in the next, you know, 4 or 5 months, it's surreal. And again, like, there's moments where you're so focused on the process, you pop up to look at the results, and you need to every now and again to just remind yourself, like, man, look how far I've come, and look at these moments, and look at the difference you're making in other people's lives. But then you pop your head right back down to the process, like, okay, now we need to make sure we do this, you know. And you know, helping Royval with training camp, helping Chito with the training camp, making sure they have everything they need to be successful, and just doing everything that we can, because at the end of the day, I think the only true peace that comes from this sport is just exhausting every possible option that you have to give it your all. I think that's the only way you're ever going to leave this sport with your head high.
Absolutely. And speaking about Sean Strickland, I think his friend Chris Curtis is in for a big 2024 with that move to welterweight that he's saying. Oh, I think it's going to be a big year for him, man. I do.
Yeah. In that 170, I was talking about it with Lance yesterday, and I was like, man, because he's a good size 85, but when he makes 70, he is a monster. He is going to be a problem, and I can't wait to see him make that drop.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, I appreciate your time again, my friend. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And I appreciate Iridium, man, for always having that open door with me, man, letting me speak to the people you guys have. And it's always a blessing, man. I appreciate you.
No, it was a mutual, brother. Thank you again.
Absolutely, my friend. You have a good one, okay?